I stood in my empty kitchen at 6 p.m. on my 65th birthday, staring at the cake I baked for myself. And that's when I heard her voice on my son's phone. My daughter-in-law, Sarah, laughing about how she planned their cruise to fall on this exact day. But here's what you don't know yet. What I discovered next would destroy everything I thought I knew about my family. Let me back up. 3 weeks ago, I sent out birthday invites to my whole family. 23 people. My 3 kids, their spouses, my 8 grandchildren, my sister, my brother. I even made little handmade cards because I wanted this birthday to be special. You see, this was my first birthday since my husband Tom died 6 months ago. Sarah, my oldest son Mike's wife, was the first to call back. "Oh, Mom," she said in that sweet voice of hers. "We already booked a family cruise for that weekend." Such bad timing. Sorry. One by one, they all called with the same excuse. Same cruise. Same dates. What were the chances? I should have known then. So there I was, alone in my house, wearing the new blue dress I bought just for today. The dining room table was set for 24 people. The roast was getting cold. The balloons I hung up this morning looked like they were mocking me. That's when Mike's phone started ringing on my kitchen counter. He'd left it behind when they rushed out for some last-minute emergency. I wasn't going to answer it, but then I saw Sarah's name on the screen. I picked up. "Mike! Honey, you forgot your phone!" Sarah's voice came through, but she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to someone in the background. Can you believe it worked? The old lady actually thought we forgot about her birthday. My blood turned to ice. "I'm so glad we planned this cruise for today," she continued, laughing. "Now we don't have to sit through another boring dinner listening to her talk about Tom. God, she's so depressing since he died." I couldn't breathe, but I kept listening. The best part, Sarah's voice got clearer now. "I convinced everyone to go, even your sister and brother. I told them your mom was getting too needy, and we all needed a break from her constant crying." I heard my son Mike's voice then. "You're brilliant, babe." I couldn't take another family dinner with Mom being all sad. My own son, my firstborn, who I held when he was sick, who I drove to soccer practice every day for 10 years, who I helped through his divorce before he met Sarah. But wait, it gets worse. My daughter Emma's voice joined in. "Sarah, you saved us all. Mom has been so difficult since Dad died. Always wanting us to visit, always needing something. And my youngest, David. I know, right? And she keeps cooking those huge meals like Dad's still alive. It's weird. They were all there. My babies. Talking about me like I was some burden they needed to escape." I hung up the phone with shaking hands. For 10 minutes, I just sat there. 50 years of raising these kids. 50 years of birthday parties I threw for them. Christmas mornings where I got up at 5 a.m. to start the turkey. School plays where I sat in the front row cheering. Scraped knees I kissed. Homework I helped with. College tuition I paid for. And this is how they saw me now. A sad, needy old woman they had to avoid. But here's where the story really begins. I walked to my bedroom and opened the old wooden box under my bed. Inside was something I'd never told my kids about. Something Tom and I had kept secret for 40 years. The lottery ticket we bought in 1985. The one that won $3 million. We never claimed it. You see, back then, Tom and I were young and had this crazy idea. We wanted to see if our kids would love us for who we were, not what we had. So we hid the money. We lived simple. We drove old cars. We shopped at thrift stores. We made our kids think we were just regular folks getting by. The plan was to give them the money when we died. Leave them a surprise that would take care of their kids' college, their mortgages, everything. But sitting there on my birthday, listening to how they really felt about me, I realized something important. They didn't deserve it. I picked up my phone and called the lottery office. "Hi," I said, my voice steady now. "I'd like to claim a very old ticket." The next morning, I did something that would shock my family forever. I bought a one-way ticket to Italy. First class. Then I called my neighbor's granddaughter, Jessica. She's 25, works 3 jobs, takes care of her sick grandmother, and always stops by to check on me. "Jessica," I said, "how would you like to come to Italy with me? All expenses paid." You should have seen her face when I picked her up in my brand new red convertible. But the real surprise came when my family got back from their cruise. Mike found my note on the kitchen table. "Gone to find people who actually want to spend time with me. P.S. The house is now Jessica's. She's the daughter I always wanted. Sarah called me screaming. You can't give away our inheritance. What inheritance? I laughed, sitting on a beach in Tuscany with Jessica, watching the sunset. I never told you about any inheritance. That's when I told them about the lottery money. All of it. Gone to charity. The house to Jessica. The car to Jessica. Everything to the girl who actually cared about a lonely old woman. But we're your family. Mike cried. Family, I said, doesn't abandon each other on birthdays. Here's the twist that really broke them. I recorded their whole conversation from that phone call. Every cruel word. And I posted it online with a simple caption. This is what my family really thinks of me. The video went viral. 3 million views in 2 days. Now my phone rings constantly. But it's not my kids calling anymore. It's people from around the world, sharing their own stories. Other parents who felt forgotten. Other widows feeling alone. And you know what? I found my real family. Jessica and I have been in Italy for 3 months now. We cook together every morning. We explore new towns every week. She listens to my stories about Tom without rolling her eyes. She asks about my life before kids, my dreams, my fears. My biological children. They've been calling and texting nonstop. Sarah divorced Mike last month when the story made national news and her friends found out who she really was. My daughter Emma lost her job because her boss saw the video. David's wife threatened to leave him. But here's what they don't understand. This isn't about revenge. This is about something bigger. Something every parent needs to hear. Your children are not guaranteed to love you just because you gave birth to them. Love is earned every day through kindness, through showing up, through caring. And when they stop earning your love, you have the right to find people who will. Last week, Mike showed up at my hotel in Rome. Crying, begging. Mom, please come home. We miss you. I looked at this man I raised and said, Do you miss me? Or do you miss the inheritance you thought you were getting? He couldn't answer. Jessica took my hand and said, Mrs. Betty, the sunset is beautiful tonight. Want to get gelato? And that's when I knew. I'd found my real daughter. Not the one I gave birth to, but the one who chose to love me. My 65th birthday was supposed to be the worst day of my life. Instead, it became the day I learned that family isn't about blood. It's about who shows up when you need them most. I'm 65 years old, and for the first time in months, I'm not crying myself to sleep. I'm planning tomorrow's adventure with someone who actually wants to be there. And that old birthday cake I baked for myself, I threw it in the trash where it belonged. Just like the family who thought they could throw me away. The difference is, I found something sweeter.